So, Lieutenant, what brings you to my humble abode?
I'd hardly call this mansion of yours a humble abode, Mrs. Giles.
Oh? And what would you call it, Lieutenant?
Looks more like a castle to me.
I can see why you'd call this a castle.
And why is that?
Look at you, Lieutenant. You look like a hippie straight out of the 80s.
A hippie? Don't you mean the 60s?
80s, 90s. What difference does it make? All I know is you like that decade way too much to leave it in the past where it belongs.
You're too observant, Miss Giles.
And you're too ignorant, Lieutenant. I like that in a man.
Thank you.
Lieutenant, look at you! You look like an ice cream salesman who can't find his ice cream. How are you gonna find the man who murdered my husband?
Well, I've already found him. Or should I say, her.
What? Lieutenant, you don't mean to tell me you think it's me, do you?
Oh no, I do mean it.
And how did you arrive at such a ridiculous conclusion?
The birthmark.
Lieutenant, strange, isn't it? That is your name.
Yes, ma'am, that is my name.
It fits you so well. Anyway, Lieutenant Strange, if my husband had a hidden birthmark, how would that make me guilty of anything, let alone murder?
Oh, I meant her birthmark.
Excuse me?
You know. The lady you mentioned. The one having an affair with your husband. Killed with him. In the same bed together. It was you who mentioned the birthmark. But don't tell me you forgot. See, only her mother could have known about that birthmark.
I underestimated you, Lieutenant. You're not as dumb as you look.
I was nothing. Runs in the family.
What? Being smart or looking dumb?
Looking dumb. There aren't too many smart people in my family.
Yes. And I see some of their dumb genes are still in you.
And why is that, Miss Giles?
Because you still have no concrete evidence that I ever even committed this murder.
That's true. But we're so much closer.
Oh? How so?
See, amateur killers all make the same mistake.
Which is?
The bullet shells. They always leave behind bullet shells. You see, you have to put the bullets in the gun. We found a shell with your fingerprints. That's what we found. It's your prints.
But you still don't have a gun, Lieutenant.
Very good, Miss Giles. You're not as dumb as you look either.
Excuse me? I'd show you to the door, but I think you know where it is.
Yes, and next time I walk through that door, I have a warrant in my hands for your arrest.
Over your dead body.
Miss Giles, are you threatening a police officer?